You've definitely seen his books around. You know the ones. Maybe you've read them, maybe you haven't. But have you ever stopped to wonder how a Brazilian author, Paulo Coelho, became one of the most read writers on the entire planet? The answer is, well, it's way more interesting than you'd think, and we're about to unpack the real secret behind his incredible success. First, just take a look at this number. Over 350 million books sold. We're talking translated into more than 80 languages. That isn't just a bestseller, folks. That is a full-blown global phenomenon. It puts him in a super exclusive club. So what is it? What's the magic in his stories that connects with so many different people from so many different cultures? Well, a lot of it comes back to this one really powerful idea from his most famous book, The Alchemist. This quote, it's not just a nice line. For millions of people, it's a whole philosophy. It's this incredibly empowering message of hope and destiny, and the idea that the cosmos has your back. It's no wonder it's captivated readers for decades. But here's the twist in the story. Even with this massive, worldwide appeal, Coelho is one of the most polarizing figures you'll find in modern literature. And that brings up a really big question. How can there be such a huge gap between the millions of readers who absolutely adore his work and the critics who often just tear it apart? So let's dive right into that conflict. This great divide between the literary critics and, well, pretty much the rest of the world. It's a fascinating fight over what actually makes a book good or important. And wow, the two sides could not be more different. On one hand, you have readers who feel this deep connection to what they see as universal truths and spiritual wisdom. But on the other hand, critics often zero in on what they call narrative simplicity. Some have even dismissed his work with some pretty harsh labels, calling it lower class, inferior quality, or culturally inconsequential. Readers see an empowering message, critics see simplistic fatalism. It's night and day. Okay, to really understand the appeal, we need to pop the hood on his most famous work, The Alchemist. This is where you find the secret sauce, the core ingredients that just resonate so deeply with people all over the globe. At the very heart of everything is this idea of the personal legend. It's basically your true purpose, right? Your ultimate calling in life. And Coelho's whole idea is that this desire you have isn't just some random thought. It actually comes from the soul of the universe. And because of that, the universe itself will line up to help you get there. It's a really profound way of telling us our deepest dreams are valid. Then you have this concept, Maktub. It's an Arabic phrase that means it is written. Now, this isn't about just being passive and letting fate happen to you. No, it's more of a balance. It suggests that while we absolutely have to take action and make bold choices, we can also trust that our journey is part of some bigger, meaningful plan. It's the kind of idea that helps you keep going when things get tough. So how exactly does the universe conspire to help you? Through the language of the world. This is the idea that guidance is literally all around us all the time. It speaks to us through signs, through omens, through our own gut feelings. The trick is just learning to pay attention and read the clues the world is giving you. And you see exactly how this works throughout the story. Santiago's entire journey is guided by these omens. It starts with a recurring dream that sets him on his quest for treasure. Then, a mysterious king shows up and confirms, yep, you're on the right track. Later, even seeing two hawks fighting in the desert becomes a critical warning that saves lives. It's a world where everything is connected and everything has meaning.
Okay, so the story is inspiring, for sure. But a critic might just shrug and say, yeah, it's simple self-help. Is that all it is? Or is there a deeper, maybe even a more academic reason for its incredible global reach? This, my friends, is where the story gets really, really interesting. It turns out there's a concept from literary studies that might just solve this whole puzzle. Some scholars argue that Coelho isn't just a Brazilian author whose books get translated. They say he's something totally different, a born translated author. What does that mean? Well, it puts his work in a special category called transnational literature. Think of these as stories that are basically built to travel. They move way beyond a single culture. They're designed to be contact zones, spaces where people from completely different backgrounds can come together and find common ground in a shared story.
So here's the crucial point, the real genius of it. His stories don't feel like they were written for one specific country and then adapted for everyone else. Instead, they feel like they were created from the very beginning for a global audience, for readers everywhere who are all asking the same big questions about purpose and meaning and their place in the world. And this brings it all right back to us, to the modern reader. Because in our super interconnected world, our global village, a lot of us are navigating a brand new kind of identity. And it turns out Coelho's work speaks directly to that exact experience. The academic term for this is hybrid identity, and it's that feeling of not belonging to just one place or one culture. It's a super common experience today, whether you're an immigrant or your parents are from different parts of the world, or you just grew up online, soaking in culture from everywhere. Coelho's stories, it turns out, provide a perfect language for this very modern feeling.
And this quote from a scholar, Anna Pavlova Murta, just nails it. As a Brazilian academic living in the US, she had this light bulb moment. She realized her own journey of figuring out her hybrid identity was exactly why Coelho's work felt so relevant. She was prepared to analyze a Brazilian author, but what she found was a global one.
So, after this whole journey through literary criticism and cosmic conspiracies and cultural theory, what's the real treasure we've dug up? What is the big takeaway on Paulo Coelho's incredible success?
Let's break it down. First off, his success is no accident. His stories are perfectly engineered for our globalized world. Second, that narrative simplicity the critics dislike, it's actually a feature, not a bug. It creates that universal language, that contact zone for readers everywhere. And finally, the real treasure for millions of his readers is that feeling of finding a story that just gets them, that understands their own complex, hybrid sense of self. And this leaves us with one last huge question to think about. If a single writer's simple story can resonate so deeply with so many people all across the world, what does that say about our shared human journey? What is the personal legend that our global culture itself is trying to discover?